Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. If you saw my recent videos, you know that I went to PAX West in Seattle. It was an incredible convention and I bought 3 games there. So I thought I'd talk about the 3 games I bought at PAX West. I bought them from the limited run booth and they're all for the Nintendo Switch and they're interesting games, fun games, retro inspired games. So let's check them out. I'll show you some gameplay footage and I'll review each game. Now guys, first up, growing up in the 70s and 80s, I loved watching cartoons in the morning and the afternoon after school or whenever. Still enjoy cartoons to this day. You know, Thundar the Barbarian, Super Friends, Looney Tunes, and Felix the Cat. And I do enjoy the NES game quite a lot. Well, Limited Run has put the NES game for the Switch, and it also includes the Game Boy and Famicom versions of that title. Now, if you've never played Felix the Cat before, the NES version is getting very expensive, so you might want to pick it up for the Switch, something from, get the limited run version or emulate it or whatever, because it is an expensive game now. I got my cartridge years ago when it wasn't all that much. I think I might have paid 10 or 20 bucks for it. Anyway, Felix the Cat is a fun, relaxing, cute game. It's a Super Mario Brothers style platformer, but of course with a magic bag of tricks and vehicles to ride, such as a tank, a plane, a submarine, and you can even ride a dolphin. Now, the limited run version does have save and rewind, which makes it even easier than it already is. Felix the Cat is a pretty easy platformer, which is one thing I like about it. I like to just sit down and relax occasionally, just with this easy game, something that's cute and just perky and fun and not too demanding and not too violent, just super relaxing. Now, Felix the Cat for the Switch is a little shallow for a full release. But for me, I grew up paying, basically 30 bucks for a new ColecoVision game or whatever, and it would be like one port of one game. So not super shocking to pay like 35 bucks for basically one game, Felix the Cat. Didn't shock my system too much, but it is a little shallow for a full release because Felix the Cat, you got the full version for the NES and some other features like save and rewind. I do like to be able to rewind when I screw up, but the Famicom version is basically the same game, but just with different language, obviously, and like for the text. And the Game Boy version is just sort of a truncated version of the same game. So you're really basically only getting one game, but still, I like it. It's got a cute cover, and it is a fun game, and I do like to kick back and play it on my big screen TV, so I do like this title for the Switch. Next up is Raiden Nova. Now, this is not perhaps what you think it is. It is not a vertical scrolling shooter like most of the Raiden games, like Raiden 1 and 2, which are in the Raiden project for the PlayStation. Raiden Nova, on the other hand, is a twin-stick top-down shooter. The ship has a life bar and can dash, which is kind of an interesting maneuver. It has a laser weapon that snakes around the screen, that's one of the coolest things about Raiden is that that laser fire that snakes around and it's fun to use. It does have that, which is cool. Now, one annoying thing about Raiden Nova, you have to pause the game to use an upgrade and you can shop for weapons. That's cool that you can shop for weapons and I like that aspect, that's fun, but every time you want to upgrade or whatever, you have to pause, which can be kind of annoying. An indicator directs you toward helpful items, which I do like. It has a little slowdown, which is a little odd. You'd think the Switch could handle that. It's got solid graphics and music. There's no save states, which is kind of annoying. And it should be a compilation title with some other Raiden games on there. Raiden Nova, it's a little shallow for a full release. But I enjoyed my time with Raiden Nova. It's kind of fun. It's not my favorite twin-stick shooter. It's not as good as, Robotron or Smash TV or something like that. But it's solid. It's not bad. Raiden Nova. And it's kind of interesting that they took it in a different direction. A twin stick, free roaming shooter as opposed to, your vertical scrolling shooter. It's very different. Next up is a game with kind of an odd name, Contra Operation Galuga. Kind of looks like Galuga a little bit, but it's Galuga, a fictional chain of small islands located off the coast of New Zealand. So that's where it takes place, in this fictional chain of small islands, hence the name. But I thought that was kind of a weird name since it sounds like Galuga. Now, Contra Operation Galuga actually plays quite a bit like the original Contra for the NES, which obviously is not a bad thing. You can control Bill Riser or Lance Bean. The game does play a lot like Contra for the NES. It has similar stages. There are new playable characters though. There's voice effects, cutscenes, 4-player co-op, which is crazy. It's got an expanded storyline. It's got new 2D stages to replace the 2 pseudo 3D stages from the NES version. But it does have, you know, the machine gun, the spread gun, and other familiar weapons from the original Contra. So if you do like the original Contra, you're gonna like Contra Operation Galuga. And again, it's fun to kick back on my couch and play it on this huge, you know, flat screen. I did have a lot of fun out of Contra Operation Galuga because I still love me some Contra, and it is intense and, you know, great shooting action like that game, guys. So there you go, 3 titles, 4 limited run games. Let me know if you've played Felix the Cat, Contra Operation Galuga, or Raiden Nova. I'd love to hear your opinions on these games and what you think about these big, you know, full price, full releases that just have one title on them that are sort of retro and limited relative to, you know, most modern games. Anyway, would it have been nice for all of these to be on compilations of some type? Sure, but I'm happy with my purchases for the most part, so I'm glad to have these games and no regrets. Let me know what you think of these titles, and thank you for liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Please comment. That's super helpful. We'll talk to you in another video.